Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is the horoscope for Gemini. If Gemini is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is the message for you. All right, let's get started. And so, this is a bonus reading for Gemini, and our card tonight is Awakening. Now, this is also, would be Judgment, right? Okay, so in this deck though, the Tarot of the Abyss, it's called Awakening. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. Okay, so immediately, I just want to start right off here. First, I'll say, if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. Also, if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel a lot. And if you want to leave a comment too, you know, I would love to hear from you, and it really does help the videos get into that algorithm. And so anyways, and now I'll stop with that. Okay, so we have an angel here. You can see the wings right here. You can see the head right here. And you can see kind of the robe or dress. Kind of like a old school, you know, kind of depiction of an angel. And in the middle here, we have a heart. Okay. So also it looks like we have maybe a crescent moon up there. Now I'm looking at this, and we also have, it looks like a dragon beneath the angel, standing on the dragon. Dragon looks like it's been slayed. Okay. So I feel like this is, now is that Michael? I think Archangel Michael. It feels kind of like that vibe, but also a little different, because this isn't, I don't think, a warring, it's not a warring kind of image. This is kind of like love defeats all, right? And I absolutely, I feel like through this year, which is the year of the dragon, there has been these times that have come up where it's like, do I choose the thing that is easy? Do I choose the thing that I know will just get this done and, you know, I'll have some kind of decent outcome? It won't be anything too profound, but, you know, something that I can live with, something that definitely benefits me. Or do I lead with love? And I sometimes have to do the difficult thing. I have to kind of go about, you know, go the long way, you know, make tough decisions. And, oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay focused here. I had such a night, you guys. Like, earlier I had been outside and my hair was down and stuff. Well, when I came in and, you know, I did my things, whatever, I put my hair up, did dinner, all that, came down to work, a freaking tick fell out of my hair. And now every time I have any kind, I can't get over the feeling. Like, I've checked myself a million times now. And every time I feel a little bit itchy or anything like that, I can't. I'm sorry. But anyways, yes, I feel like, yeah, you've made the difficult decision more than once to go the way of love. You know, it might require a lot more patience and time and you know, your focus and putting effort into, or waiting on somebody or whatever it is, but you've done it. And I feel like this is, you're living your life from a place of love. You are living as a person that would say, love is my religion, right? And for that, I can see you really kind of owning this year. This year is going to be one of the most beneficial for you, because I feel like it really is this kind of transition into a place of knowing yourself more deeply, a place of power, of confidence, but even more than that, compassion, empathy, and taking your time, which isn't easy, right? We live in a world where everything is so fast all the time. You know, everybody wants things done quickly. You know, I mean, even, you know, getting our packages delivered, right? We buy something, we want it the next day. I mean, that used to be unheard of, and now it's like standard. Everything needs to be so quick. And I think that you are really intentionally trying to take things a little bit slower. And I think that that is giving you all of this opportunity to, you know, spend your time with yourself, with the things that you love. Realizing that everything is not in your own time, right? Or in your concept of what the schedule should be. You know, and I think oftentimes, you know, there are things that we think we want. There are things we think we want to do because it feels, you know, interesting or enthralling, or there's some kind of, you know, sensation or impulse for it. But if we sit with ourselves for a while and take our time with it, we might find that it's not really what we're looking for. It's not really what we want to do. It's what we want to do impulsively in the moment. And so, yeah, I feel like this is a beautiful, beautiful image, and a wonderful time for you, a time of growth and, you know, just development, self-evolution. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? I'm trying to look at these letters. I keep seeing it as S-E-R. Or maybe S-I-R, sir. And these two look similar. But then this one looks like an R too. Maybe it's S-I-A. Or S. This also looks like it could be an E with the... I could go all night long looking at this. Yeah, so I'm looking at this as either C or maybe Sia, S-I-A, or Sir, something like that. Now, up here, it looks like we have A, maybe A-R or A-S. It kind of looks like an S right up here, you can see. Maybe these come together and kind of form a longer word or mixed around. I don't know for sure. Maybe S-I-M. Anyways, okay, so I'm looking at this one right here. And it looks like we have a person with their arm lifted. They have maybe like a cup of water, pouring it on their head. There's a question mark. But I feel like, you know, to me, it's a beautiful sign of kind of absolving oneself, to anoint oneself, cleanse oneself, anoint oneself, to absolve self. Yeah, and I feel like to me, it seems like kind of this maybe like an old thing that you have held on to as kind of a belief about yourself, and something that has really informed how you feel about life, how you feel about, you know, your relationship with yourself. Maybe it's something that you were told when you were a child, or, you know, like you're, you know, I don't know, you're hyperactive, you don't pay attention, you know, you're overly emotional, you are manipulative, you know, whatever it is, right? These things that people tell us when we're young. And maybe there's some truth to it, but you're also a child, right? You're a little being, just like of pure light, trying to kind of like figure out your place in this, you know, in this world that we live in. And, you know, when we become kind of inconvenient to other people, especially the people who raise us or our caretakers, you know, if they are not people who have a lot of patience or not evolved as a being, maybe they themselves were raised by people who didn't treat them well, or were, you know, verbally unkind, or, you know, whatever it is. It could be a lot of reasons. But when we are raised by somebody who will tell us you're bad, you're a liar, you're, you know, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, or, you know, you don't listen to me, you don't do the right things, this, that. I mean, it's just so many negative beliefs we have about ourselves. And it gets encoded into our understanding of who we are. Even if we know better, even if we know like that's not really true, somebody that we love and who is supposed to love us is telling us this. And so it absolutely, it sticks. Even, you know, if we actively try to work against it, it is there somewhere. And so I feel like in this place where you are in your life, there is this movement towards, forgiving yourself of these things that feel like sins, right? Of these behaviors behaviors or just aspects of personality, or just momentary things that happened as you were growing, as your brain was growing, you know, that you were made to feel guilty about, shameful about, you know, and became kind of part of your shadow. And so I see you really working towards absolving, forgiving, dispelling that shame, that guilt. And, you know, this is some of the most sacred work we can do. Some argue this is really like mostly the only work that we do that's important. But, you know, as you begin the individuation process, this is the beginning of it all, right? Where we have to kind of go back and say, I have held some really difficult beliefs about who I am, about my nature, about, you know, me being maybe deviant or unable to conform, or, you know, whatever it is, and difficult, right? Or whatever. And that's been so hurtful. It is in some ways, even if I've tried to not let it, it has been limiting. But no more, right? This is a time where we're going to look at this stuff directly. And this is a time where it's like, I'm not letting this be part of who I am anymore. Or maybe it is, but also part of the story is I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to wash it away from my experience. I'm not going to carry this anymore, because this was never about me. This is about the people in my life who implanted these kind of seeds of discord, right? That was their stuff, and I didn't deserve to have to carry that. And yeah, so I look at this, and this is I mean, a big thing. It's a big thing to be able to even recognize that, you know, there's something here that needs to be, you know, focused on, and allowing yourself the space to do that, because that's not easy. It is not at all. You know, I myself, thinking about it, I think, you know, I'd like to just sit on the couch and watch some reality TV instead of think about that stuff. But sometimes we have to say no. You know, this is the time of my life where I know things are aligned, and I have to do this work. Okay, let's see. What else? So I'm looking at this one, and it looks like a person holding maybe a branch of, maybe I'm almost thinking like from an evergreen tree. And I'm thinking that this is a cleansing ritual. So that is in line with this other conversation we're having. But it almost feels like in the physical world, going into your home maybe and doing an actual cleansing. Maybe, what is it called? Like Olympia, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is a cleansing of body and mind and spirit. And often, you know, they're using some kind of plant or flowers or whatever it is, a branch with some kind of leaves or and it is, I don't know exactly what the ritual contains, but I know it's beautiful, and I like, you know, a ritual bath that goes along with it, and dispelling kind of the impurities, right, and things that have attached themselves to you, and so on. So I feel like, you know, there's a sense of, yeah, really not only working on that interior stuff, that emotional stuff, that stuff that comes from your histories, but also working on your physical manifestation of, you know, these different things that you are carrying with you, and going through a ritual to kind of let go of that. Let go of them. And I think that's important. Ritual is so important in our lives. And so sometimes when we kind of act something out through actual physical movement and a series of, you know, steps and you know, the mind changes in a way. I mean, you know, we can think about something all day long, and maybe you're somebody who doesn't need to go beyond that. But most of us, if we also kind of pair that with a physical kind of ceremony or ritual, it does recode our brains, our, you know, neural pathways. It begins that process. And it feels like something really happened versus I imagined this thing, right? Yes, and that seems quite important. Now we also have another person over here, and it looks like they're holding up maybe you know, I'm going to think it's like some kind of shelter. And it looks like we have a person here kind of walking into that. And you know, I feel like part of this is, I think, allowing yourself to feel the feelings that you have. You know, I feel like it's kind of, you know, like the story or the song. There's a Bob Dylan song I really like. And it's called Shelter from the Storm. And it has a long story within our family. But it is this idea of somebody letting another person into their home, their dwelling, to shelter from a storm, but also to be kind of that place for somebody to come and heal, to take refuge, right? And you know, often in an act of love, of service. And so, you know, I feel like almost in this situation, I can imagine you being both, you know, allowing yourself the space to feel how you feel, to kind of fall apart and, you know, all over the floor and cry and let all this stuff out, and to also kind of lift yourself back up and put yourself back together and you know, begin that healing process. Okay, so we have, it looks like OZ, Oz. So kind of a surreal feeling here. We also have a phone. We have a couple fish and a heart. So I kind of feel like almost the sense of letting go of your hold on reality, letting yourself kind of get into this place where there are a lot of unknowns. And I think this really is about that work, this kind of movement towards allowing some, like almost like a whole new way of living to come in. And maybe that is like a new routine, a new job, a new place to live. It could just be that you're trying different things within your life that you have established. But you know, I feel like it's just kind of a weird time, which makes sense. I mean, these solar flares that we've been having, and all of the northern lights, which have been beautiful. I can see them where I live quite vividly the last 2 nights. So gorgeous. But, you know, also just this energy has been bizarre, at least in my world, been strange. And so I'm sure to some degree it's affecting other people as well. And yeah, maybe a time of kind of being surreal. Now, I also think that you'll be receiving a phone call that will be important. Okay, and I think this is regarding finances or some way to make money. Maybe a job offer, maybe like a side thing that you can do, picking up some kind of gig or work or whatever. So look for that. And what else do we say? Oh, the heart. Yeah, so there's, you know, there's love. There's always love here. That's definite. Okay, let's see. We have our Wild Offering Oracle cards. And we're going to just go ahead and flip through here and stop where it feels right. Okay, and it says, in patience, my life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. I'm always at the right place at the right time. Perfect for the reading. Absolutely. Punctuates. All right, Gemini, I'm going to tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. And so I know it's past when you're going to be seeing this, but happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Caretakers, mother figures, you know, so many different configurations of a mother, right? And so happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you. You all are well, you know how I feel. A lot, not all of them, but most of my little things have to do with mothers. My statues, my deities, and I have the greatest affinity for the mother and the mother archetype. And that's, a lot of it is because I am a mother. But I just, also, I lost my mother at a young age. So I have so many mothers, people who have mothered me along the way. And each and every one of them have been such a blessing. And I'm close with all of them. So I'm lucky in that. And, so... yes, mothers. And so I thank you. Hopefully you do something nice for yourself, or somebody does something nice for you. I love you. I thank you again. We'll talk in a few days. Good night.